Hey everybody, Jim Masters here live on the Jim Masters Show live, and joining us from the Catalina Jazz Club live in Los Angeles, California, our very special guest, Latin percussionist extraordinaire, Ascap producer, recording artist, songwriter, Chillie Willie Groove. Welcome to the show, and he's going to kick it off with some bongo action for us right now. Take it away, Chillie Willie. Wow, what an intro. What a fantastic. All right. What an awesome intro, my friend.
We're going to have some fun today, baby.
Yes, we are. I told everybody to get their groove on because Chillie Willie Groove is in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I am glad to be here. Let me start off by saying thank you for inviting me to find your wonderful show through a mutual friend of ours that Toby wanted me to do this also and help you guys, not help you guys out because you don't need the help. You got a great show on your own, but I'm glad to compliment your show. And I want to say hello to all your listeners out there locally,
all the lovities,
nationally, internationally. All those things.
Yeah, that's so right. The lovities are here.
And to be featured in the show.
Yes.
Much love.
The lovities are in the house, my friend. Yeah, the Jim Masters Show lovities, and they're all here and they're all happy and they're all excited and absolutely yes. So happy. And everybody's greeting you from all around the world to the Jim Masters Show live.
You.
Gang, if you would like to comment during the live show, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and you can chat in our exclusive JMS Live Lovity chat room. And when you subscribe, there's no cost. And don't forget also to give this episode a thumbs up and leave a comment on the YouTube channel as well. Want to tell you a little bit about our illustrious guest. He's been doing this for quite some time. Again, he's somebody who as you could tell, he's very, very passionate. He loves what he does. And we were talking about, both of us having some broadcast experience too. He's done radio. Of course, you guys know I've done radio over the years as well, and television and more. And he's based there in Los Angeles, but he hails originally from beautiful Puerto Rico, and then New York City, and then Connecticut, and then out to LA. He is, again, a renowned Latin percussionist, songwriter, Ascap producer, recording artist extraordinaire. And he was born into a musically inclined family. His father was a well-known Latin percussionist in New York's salsa scene. His mother was a singer. And in fact, Chillie was in his mother's womb, and his father would play Latin rhythms to his mother's womb while baby Chillie kicked and moved her stomach with excitement. In first grade and throughout high school, music was dominant in our guest's life. He then was later selected to go to Unique Music School, Education Center for the Arts, and then went to Shenandoah Conservatory of Music and played marching drums with the United States Army Band. Chillie has also played with countless salsa bands, smooth jazz bands, funk bands, soul rhythm and blues bands, and now gospel bands as well. He has also toured Germany, France, Luxembourg, and he even auditioned and opened up for Lionel Hampton and Duke Ellington's bands, in which he was granted the exclusive privilege of being chosen among 63, this is incredible, 63 other bands for the sole opening act. And Chillie Willie Groove toured all over in the 1980s, which is incredible, with some really cool people. He even opened up for some of our favorites, some of mine favorites. I think I have all of their music: Spyro Gyra, Chuck Mangione, Tower of Power, Marion Meadows, Pancho Sanchez, just to name a few. And also his music career came when he met and played right beside Tito Puente and Brian Alden Jazz Festival in Connecticut. Member of ASCAP, Gospel Music Association, Nashville Songwriter Association, Songwriter Guild of America, National Association of Musician Network, and Tucson, Arizona Tammy recipient. Also, he's now been signed to Tate Music Group as a well-rounded, multiple-style Christian artist and funk, rhythm and blues, soul, smooth jazz, and salsa influence lifetime goal. He's amazing. And guess what? He's our guest on the Jim Masters Show live. This is really so cool.
I'm glad to be here. Maybe you should
I tell you,
what haven't I done?
what haven't you done? But you, again, like I said in the beginning, you come from a musical family, right? Tell us about that, Chille.
Absolutely. My mother was very active as a vocalist back in the days. There were 7 of us, and she took care of the house. No doubt my father was there too at the time. But my father's an old-time school Latin percussionist from the Tin Pan Alley days when Tito Puente was around, when Tito Rodriguez was happening, Mongo Santa Maria, the Latin salsa thing when the Final All-Stars was happening, all the salsa music was happening in New York City, the Yankee stadiums, all that good stuff. But, you know, when right after that, when he impregnated my mom, I would be my mother's belly, and my father would take his congas out. And while my mother was pregnant with me inside of her, my father would get his congas and play to her stomach, while to her womb, while I was in there feeling the rhythms, and I was jumping up and down, up and down, up and down. Which to me, that's why I tell people I've been playing. Okay, I'll say what I am. I'm 59 years old. I don't feel it. It is what it is. But that's why I tell people I literally have been playing since the day I was born and or before.
Wow, I tell you, isn't that incredible? So when you were, what kind of music was in your house growing up? What did you hear? What were your parents playing, and what were you interested in?
Okay, well, that's interesting because I mean, there was R&B in the house. Disco started coming out in the 70s, but prior
Yep.
to that, we had what I call Hebado music from the country of Puerto Rico. We certainly have that too, but I've always been a jazz guy. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
understand. My friends was listening to rap when it was first coming out, R&B and top 40 and disco, and I love that stuff 100%. But I was listening to cats like Miles Davis, Charlie Mingus,
Oh
the
yeah.
Tito Puentes, the Mongo Santa Maria, the Ray Barreto, the Alex Acunas, you name it, cats like Miles Davis. I was listening to that stuff when I was in 5th grade. There was just something about that because the other stuff was too simple for me. It was just straightforward. But this other stuff had elements of the Latin stuff, had straight ahead stuff, and nice melodies and common melodies and tone and timbres and different colors that I was hearing during that time, which is why I started playing. I believe the percussion the way I do now, adding color to the music. That's our job, to colorize the music with sound.
Let's talk a little bit about how early on as a kid you got started. Did you have percussion instruments in the house early? Were you grabbing your mom's pots and pans and banging on them in the kitchen? How did it start for you, my friend?
Oh, Jim Masters, Jim. What a question. I love you, man. I love you, my brother.
Love
So,
you
so,
back.
so, so, so thank you. So check this out. We were not rich at all. I mean, we were poor. But I didn't know we were poor because there was a lot of love in the house. So you never know when you have love in the house whether you're rich or poor. So financially, that is. So what I would do, because my father had congas, of course I would play on his congas and so forth, but I wanted my own, you know what I mean? So to play bongos, what I would do is, do you remember the Quaker oatmeal boxes?
Yes.
Okay, so I would take
Yes.
the Quaker, you know where I'm going with this? Uh, I would take the Quaker oatmeal boxes, tie them together, 2 of them, and then I would put sand inside one of them, and then I would put more sand in the other Quaker oatmeal box, so that now I get a high pitch on one of them, and the other one will give me a low pitch, and that's how I started playing my bongos. Doing that, yes, that was interesting. I also had a guitar. I self-taught myself how to play guitar. Also, that's how I write out of my songs nowadays is you know, with a guitar and a drum machine in the background. Percussion, I always at last, but that's how it was in the house. I mean.
That is so cool. That is fantastic. So when you were in school, did you join band? I mean, were you in the musical department? Did you immerse yourself in music in school too?
Yeah, that's interesting because in middle school I was in elementary school. I remember in New Haven, Connecticut, when I left New York, in Fairhaven Middle School. In fact, I started playing the triangle. I started before that. I'm sorry, elementary school. The triangle, the whoop block, the little symbols. They introduced me all that stuff. Well, as a kid in elementary school, and then I started playing a little bit of drum and guitar in middle school, also too. But by the time I got to high school, I had a counselor, Miss Vega. I'll never forget her to the day I die. She noticed that there was a gift there for music. I had a passion for music. I mean, I was in the choir, I was in the school band, and so forth. And what she did was she sent me after school to an after school music teacher. She's like Fame, like the show Fame. There was a high school for performing arts. Well, New Haven, Connecticut had a high school for performing arts called Educational Center for the Arts.
Yes.
And she sent me there. So at 12:30, when my regular high school classes were over, I went straight there from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and I did music, a little bit of acting, but my love was more in music. So that's how it started. Well, that's part of the journey, right? And that's from there. I just took off to the Army, hit the military, played for the Fort Jackson, South Carolina, the snare drum for the cadences, the marches, and so forth. Then I straight out of the Army, I went straight to college, Shenandoah Conservatory Music Conservatory. Of course, it was interesting because they didn't teach me how to play percussion. I taught them how to play Latin percussion. So I got about 15 people in the percussion class learning the guaguancó, somontuno, mambo, plena, bomba, Mozambique, sep con ocho, all those Latin American rhythms. Oh my God. And it worked out just as well, so effectively.
You know why they started you out with the triangle early on, my friend? Because you're definitely not a square.
And wait a minute. Ba-da-bing.
That's right. Yeah.
And the beat goes on, baby.
And the beat goes on.
I'm gonna vote for you for the DJ of the year. I like that one.
I tell you. Very quick on my feet with the wit. That comes down from my dad, and who also was raised in New York City. So it's a quick Irish wit that I have no control. Nice. It just happens. So
nice.
That's cool. That's very cool. So thank you. I appreciate that. As are you. So what would you say, Chille, was one of there's always these doors that open. There's always these opportunities. Maybe there's a person, either the opportunity comes to you or you create the opportunity. What are a couple of key things that happened in your life that really accelerated the career where people were paying attention, they were noticing you, and you started getting hired and people wanted to collaborate and work with you? What was one or two big moments that launched things further for you, Chille?
One was playing right beside Mongo Santa Maria. Now check this out. I was 12 years old. He was performing at Wesleyan University. Remember, I'm 12 years old, but I've been playing now percussion for a good couple of years already. So I was kind of like saturated already in percussion. Mongo Santa Maria was playing at Wesleyan University. He was doing a show that night. I met him before the show. I shook his hand. He had the thickest hand you can imagine possible. I was there. I told him I'm here to see him and study him. I told him that just like that. And I sat right in the front. And do you know, at 12 years old, Mongo Santa Maria, him himself, he called me on stage at Wesleyan University to play right beside him. They got me a seat. I played right beside him.
Wow.
And that kept me going. The other one was playing right beside my mentor, Tito Puente. You get no better than that. So because of that, and the other one was for Lionel Hampton at the New Haven Jazz Festival. Now, it was under the direction of his son, Mercer Ellington, because Lionel Hampton, by this time, had passed away. But since then, from those days, people have been asking about me, and I've been working with R&B bands, funk bands, jazz bands, salsa bands since then. God, it's just it's great. It's when it's good, it's good. I tell you, when it's good, it's good.
Now, if you were to look at it, I know the last couple of years have been a little strange with people being able to just even travel and everything. But would you say, what's the ratio between studio work for you and work where you're actually on stage and performing? Is it 50-50? Or are you on stage more? Are you in the studio more? How does it work for you, Chille?
Well, let's talk about the last couple of years. COVID-19 came in, that stopped everything. I got less phone calls during that time, but you have to be creative, and that I am. You have to think outside the box, as I tell every musician out there. So what I started doing was, because I sold cars for about 5 years. I sold cars too. You got to pay your dues. Also, so I sold cars for about 5 years. So I didn't no longer for about 30 years and so forth. But what came to my mind was go to the car dealership and bring some bongos and let them know you want to pump up their sales meeting. All the salesmen are there Friday morning. They had their Friday morning meeting. And guess who walks in with all of his percussion? Because I was hired to do so. I bring in all my percussion. These guys and girls get all wild up after hearing some percussion. And there you go. You thought outside the box, you got paid, and you kept yourself working. So I did that. I don't know how many times I've done that so far. And then I started doing a lot more recordings, slowly but surely, with the mask on and everything, of course. And just to let you know, Jim, is that Monday morning, this Monday coming up, my second CD called It's About Time will be released for sale. It's got house music, R&B, soul, top 40. It's got reggae. It's got Brazilian sambas on it also too.
Wow.
It's a smooth jazz, a little bit of everything for a little bit of everybody.
That is so cool. Is there any way you're ready to sample maybe a little of the percussion part of it, or sample a little bit, tease us a little bit for the audience watching around the world?
Well, I could play bongos. No doubt I could play the bongo part, but you're not going to get the melody part. Can you feel percussion? Can you feel it in your soul? Get on the soul and that's our baby. Let it go, just she's control. Dos, tres, cuatro.
Very nice. I love that. I mean, as soon as you hear that, as soon as you hear that, you're like, you can't just sit in your chair. You know what I mean? This kind of music.
Exactly.
Define what it is about, there's percussion, and percussion is one of my favorite. I love percussion, and I love guitar as well, and flute, but I really love percussion. I love music that has some rhythmic nature to it. And I love when bands and orchestra, I have a lot of music. I'm a big collector of all kinds of music. We actually have a climate controlled storage bin we pay for monthly, that is filled with sealed records, LPs, reel to reel tapes, cassettes, CDs. And a lot of it too also is instrumental, because I love allowing the instruments to sort of take me away from the craziness of everyday life. And I love when you have percussion and then you get strings coming into it. You talked about disco, and disco had a lot of percussion, but what's cool about disco was it had all of these incredible musicians. A lot were session musicians or what have you. And you heard guitars and flutes and percussion. You heard strings. You heard all of it playing off each other, real instruments doing the real thing. And it was incredible.
You said it, real instruments.
So,
Yeah,
so
no,
how,
you said it.
yeah. So how have
Go
you
ahead. Go ahead, Jim.
adapted, because there's the digital world, there's the analog, and sometimes those two worlds fight each other. How have you worked through both analog and digital creation?
Well, I got smart. They're going to use those anyway because it's already out there. So I start programming them myself if I have to, as opposed to them having to hire somebody else that's going to program them for you. I went and I started programming myself. But there's nothing like a live instrument, like a live percussion sound on separate tracks to build, whether it's a mambo or some montuno, whether it's for house music, whether it's for rap, or whether it's for rock. Even for orchestra use a lot of percussion on the timpanis and so forth, glockenspiels, drum set and so forth. But our job, let me make sure I say this. My job as a percussionist, is very simple. My job as a percussionist is to make sure
Well, you come with
we
your own
color.
singers.
That was one of my songs in the background, by the way.
I was going to
Telephone.
say they didn't get the cue. Yeah, they didn't get the cue. They started singing.
Yeah, I tell you, who are these people? But my job as a percussionist, you're crazy. My job as a percussionist is very simple. My job as a percussionist is to make sure that I paint the sound, Jim, that I paint the music with different colors, different tones, different textures,
Yes.
whether it's whether or not it's with a triangle, whether or not it's with a wood block and so forth. See, we paint the pictures, so that's just like we paint it with sound. Somebody uses the easel and paint the painters do, but we use sound to paint the pictures.
That's right.
That's
Can we hear a
why I
little
love my
bit
job.
more of the sound from you, my friend? Everybody's excited.
What sound? Well, I got a samba whistle here.
Oh, do you?
Would you like to?
Yeah, let's hear that. Maybe
you
with some
like-
more of the bongo action. We'd love it.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Chillie Willie Groove.
I tell you, have you ever clocked yourself? Like as far as how fast you can go. Have you ever? Do they ever time people to see how fast you can actually go on the instrument?
I'm pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at that speed thing.
Yeah.
It's not just about the speed because you want to be, if you could do it fast, fine, but you want to have accuracy, more accurate.
Yes.
The right hand placement, the right hand technique. Whether it's a flam, whether it's a paradiddle, whether it's a flamenco, whether it's a double stroke roll, a single stroke roll, a 5-stroke roll, whatever. Because the same rudiments you use on the drum set, it's the same rudiments I use on bongos, on timbales, on conga. The only thing different is the hand placement and the sound that you're going to get from the actual instrument. So to me, the sound, the instrument is nothing but it's interpreting what my spirit is saying. Who I am, what I'm feeling, what I'm trying to get across to somebody. And it's done through an instrument, whether it's called a bongo, a drum set, a guitar, a trumpet, and this case is percussion.
You know what's really cool? Chille is coming to us live from the Catalina Jazz Club on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. And he's going to be going on stage in about an hour or so. He's got a sound check coming up at 6 Pacific, which would be 9 East Coast time, our time here in his old stopping grounds, the East Coast. So you can actually hear, do we hear some other musicians sort of getting ready? Do I hear some sounds coming?
Oh yeah, you hear some sound. They're ready.
That's cool.
They're pumped up. They're pumped up for tonight. I'm working with Sharon Marie Klein, a jazz vocalist, also too tonight, who wow, amazing, one of a kind, so unique. So I work with different artists, which is great. That's why I'm well rounded. That's why I'm sought after, because I'm not just a salsa player. I'm not just an R&B player. I'm not just a funk player or a jazz player or a rock player or a Christian player. As a percussionist, I get well rounded, and this is why people look for me. And do as I do what I do to compliment them. You see, my job is to compliment them, because these cats are great. They're excellent at what they do already. So when they hire me, they know what they're going to get is the best, what I call the spirit of excellency. That is important to me, because really, make a long story short, this isn't about me. This is who I am, not just what I do. So so the gift was given to me from my man upstairs, God, and I just exercise what I do on these instruments to come across and make your day, whether it's a bar mitzvah, whether it's a wedding engagement, whether it's a parole party, for all I care, you know. But I make their day. We make their day.
You mean you actually do Have Navila on the bongos? Have Navila, da 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 da
I
da 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 da. That is so good. I love that sound, my friend. I love it. I would imagine too, like in terms of band leaders, you probably admired and respected Xavier Cougar, Desi Arnaz, some of the others too, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You gotta include those cats. I mean, these guys, Dizzy Gillespie, when he brought a lot of these cats over, man, he started off that Latin jazz, that Latin sound. Desi Arnaz, I mean, Cuba, I Love Lucy. You know, who would have thought that man, I Love Lucy, was a great musician? He was. That's why they cast him to begin with on the show, because he was the band
Yeah.
leader also too. But outside
Yeah.
of that, he was a great instrumentalist, a great arranger, and whatnot.
Yes.
So cats like that, I pay respects to, because they paved the way all the way to where I'm at today. And what got me was the other day, this kid asked me, he came up to me, he goes, I like what you do. I want to keep playing like you and be like you one day. I'm gonna tell you what, my heart melted. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's not about me. That's why I say it's not about me. It's about them. And if the next generation picks up on what I do, because for whatever reason I inspired them, you know what? That at the end of the day, I sleep with a smile on my face.
That's what it's all about. That's right. We talk about that all the time here on our show. That's, if you inspire people and get to entertain them and do what you love what you do, there's nothing better. Look at this cool shot. Where was this, Chille?
Wow. Now, where was that? That was in right here in Los Angeles, at the YMCA. They were voting. I was voting on that day, in fact.
Oh,
Yes, I do
cool.
that too. So I took my responsibilities very seriously, and I went to go vote and represent music like I do, as you can see there. That was what
Yes.
that day was about.
That is
Yes. And by the
awesome.
way, and what was interesting about that is that I actually got hired at the YMCA to do a residency for the kids.
Oh, that's
So I
cool.
talked to them. Yeah, because you got to get back to you got to get back. So that really paid off 2 for 1.
Yep, 2 for 1, exactly. It's full circle, which is the ultimate of any situation.
Uh-huh.
This is a great shot of you doing your thing.
Yeah, that was, I believe, was at TATE Music Group. I was doing all kind of photos and shots and promos and so forth. And I wanted to do something where you can feel, well, there you go. He's having fun there. I was feeling it. There you go. I was
Yes.
feeling it. Yeah, and I just did my thing and let the photographer take as many pictures as he wanted to, and that's the kind of flow we had. it was cool. It was nice.
I
It
love
was
all the
lovely.
outfits too. You know, the wardrobe that blends so perfectly for what you do. How do you find the wardrobe? How do you put the look together? It's definitely a
Okay,
distinct look.
yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second here, because I tell every musician what is going to differentiate you from the next percussionist, the next guitar player, the next vocalist, the next bass player, the next drummer. What is it that you can do to make people remember you, so that next time they see you, they know, okay, that was him. That was definitely him. My important thing when I give my meetings and so forth with other musicians and talk to them is branding. Branding and marketing are so important, because guess what? I'm a product. Yeah, I'm a human being, but I'm a product. I'm on stage. People are watching. Everybody's a product. Everybody's a product. No matter how you look at it, everybody's going to think something about you, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself. Everybody's a product. And for me, I want people to remember that was Chillie Willie Groove. And that's why you see my hat a lot in a lot of these pictures, because my hat is my brand.
That is cool. That is so cool. And this is a great shot too, huh?
Who is that guy? Wow, in the sun. That's a great shot. I love that shot.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
tell you.
Yeah.
Do you get to play at a lot of outdoor fairs, festivals, events like that too, outdoors as well?
Oh, yes, we do. Oh, absolutely. We did one the other day by old Pasadena. By the way, wait, before I go into there, that picture you got there, that one, that one with Elisa. That's the cover of the new CD that's coming out Monday, called "It's About Time." That's coming out this Monday.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Congratulations.
thank you. 2.5 years in the making. That CD. But
It's
yeah.
about
So
time.
I do. It's right, and that's why it's about time. 2.5 years later. So yes, and that's with Elisa Gomez Taylor. Check her out. She's great. Great personality. She's beautiful to look at. Nice on the eyes, but great friend. I love my sister very, very well. I'm blessed to be working with her. She does her own things, got her own albums and so forth, CDs out and everything else.
Do you get to travel a lot too? I mean, obviously, we haven't been able to as much in the last couple of years, but generally, are you traveling outside of the United States to other parts of the world too with the music and with your performances?
A while back, I went to Bamberg, Gletzing, Cologne, Rexburg, Nuremberg, Strasbourg, Kern, Muderferk. Now, Muderferk was interesting because I'm Puerto Rican. I have an accent. That was my excuse. And I said the wrong word instead of Muderferk, if you know where I'm going. But we won't go with that because it's a PG show. Nevertheless, this was in Bamberg. This was in Germany, Iceland, Medford. Iceland. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna walk away from that one. I'm gonna walk away fast from that one. But this was over in Europe, and now the thing I love about Europe is that they love their music. They love American jazz and so forth.
They do.
It's a big art form. Oh my God, it's a big art form over there. I played a lot of the jazz killers and a lot of the castles that they have over there, especially at New Foshenstein Castle. The White Castle they have here on Walt Disney World. Well, that they show you at White Castle when they show Walt Disney World. Well, the actual
sure.
castle. Okay. Well, the actual castle in New Foshenstein is out there in Germany. So I went there to perform in the castle in the backyard, and it was so beautifully set. They had a colorful parachute above the crowd, so when the sun would hit the parachute, all the rays, they had it set up so that all the rays and colors will come down and sprinkle on the crowd. I've never seen nothing like that ever.
That's
in my
incredible,
life.
huh?
It was. I've never seen anything like that, and never have seen anything like that since then. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some more concerts. That's why the one that's coming up in next year, we're doing one at Lamart Park in Los Angeles. Now, I say Los Angeles very much because this is home for me now, although I go all over the place. But I am producing the first Latin Jazz Festival at Lamart Park. It's an African American community. They have all kind of jazz stuff, all kind of R&B, all kind of soul stuff, all kind of rap stuff, but they've never had a Latin jazz festival. Or they may have had a Latin band play here and there, but not a whole festival. That's where I come in.
Wow. Have you ever played at the International Arts and Ideas Festival in New Haven, Connecticut?
Let me tell you something. I love that. I love it. Thank you for asking me that, because I was there last year. They flew us in from Los Angeles to perform at the International Arts and Ideas Festival. And even though it was the second year, we were actually supposed to be there the year before, but COVID just cut everything off. So we went there last year, and slowly but surely they had a good crowd. They had a good crowd. And yes, we went there. I actually took a train there from LA to New Haven, Connecticut. It took me 4 days.
Did you?
And not only, oh yeah, but what was more serious about that was I had a broken foot. I had just broke my foot a couple of days before that. So, but I was on the contract and the show must go on for me. So, yeah, I went there, broken foot and all. And went on stage and we did our thing, and I'm still jumping up and down, because when I give a show, you're gonna know we're having a party together. You're gonna know that the call and response is very important to me. I'm gonna cater directly to you, whether there's one person or 50,000 people that we play for, because it's all about you guys. It's not always about me.
You said you also, you were telling me you have some other things that are coming up that you're excited about in addition to the CD release on Monday. There's some other East Coast events that you're going to be participating in, right?
Yeah, let's start with Delaware, Pennsylvania. These are gigs. I don't like to use the word gig. Performances, because performance is really what it is for me. So we have performances in Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut is the real important one for me, because I get a chance to do my 35th year class reunion at Richard C. Lee High School. They wanted me, I wanted them. I told them I'll take care of all the expenses. Don't worry about it. I'll get all the boys together. This will be my gift to the classes. Now, it's just not the class of 81. It's everybody that graduated from Lee High School. So I wanted to do that for them, which for me, that was important because I want to see a lot of these people that are still around and still healthy enough to know, hey, I remember you. Hey, I remember you. Hey, I remember you. That's nostalgia. It's important to me because I love those cats, friends of mine that I grew up, because they know me. They look. Jennifer Lopez. I like her slogan. I'm just Jenny from the block. Well, guess what? I'm just Chillie from the block. We just keep it real.
That's exactly right.
I'm just Chillie from the block. Yeah, I'm not prideful. I'm humble. I give God the glory. I don't take credit for it. I just do my thing.
I mentioned you're a songwriter too. Tell us about your songwriting. How much of the time that you've got in your busy day is devoted to songwriting? You must really love that too, Chillie.
Songwriting is important to me. And here's what's interesting. I keep a recorder by my bed, like every musician should. And if you don't, please do. You'll see why in a second. When I get inspired to come up with a melody, and it's usually late at night when my mind is a little more at ease and calm down, and all the noise is away. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no emails to respond to, no texts happening.
Exactly. You don't have to feed the dog at that time. You don't have to feed the cat, the goldfish. They're doing their own thing.
That's right.
But when inspiration comes upon you, then I get up and I'll get the microphone. I'm sorry, to record, and I'll go something like if it's a Latin jazz song. If it's a funk, You know, if it's smooth jazz, wow. Now see, I did that on the spot. So I'm glad that you got it before,
Incredible.
because I'm going to go back after I buy this.
And you're going to watch this and write it down, and it'll be on the next album after this one. that we call that a Jim Masters Show exclusive.
that was exclusive, no doubt about that.
Now let's talk about that. Let's talk about, you know, things like what just occurred, where you were inspired by the flow, the vibe, our conversation, what's happening, the excitement that you're going to be performing in about an hour, all of this. That's a lot of energy happening right now. What are some of those sources of inspiration for you? Because I know you feel like a lot of people who are creative, and I would say myself, in terms of being a facilitator, a conduit of energy that is flowing through you, sometimes even coming from other sources, and it's flowing through you and out of you. What are some of the things that inspire you to perform, to write music, and to just do what you do so well, Chille? What are those inspirational sources for you?
You know, I love colors. First of all, I love colors. Colors is a representation of how I feel on that day, usually every day, with the brightness of things. That for me gives me inspiration to write different types of modes that I'm in for that day. I like going to the museum. I get inspired by looking at things in the museum sometimes, because there's lots happening there throughout the decades of the eons and so forth. That just inspires me to also write. I like to be inspired by conversation, everyday conversation with people. That to me is important. Beautiful things. It doesn't matter. You know, I got the other day, I got inspired by looking at flowers. So what did I do? I wrote the song. The song is called Flowers Today. It's on the CD because it's beautiful. It's presenting flowers to a beautiful lady, and that's how I felt that day. And the words were basically about how would I feel as a woman, a man presenting me flowers, and what would I look forward and telling that man, hey, here's what I need for you to do. Here's what I like in you. Here's what I see in me. And one of the things that she saw was a gentleman bringing her flowers. You know, so being a gentleman. Notice I said the key word, gentleman.
Yes.
Those things, they inspire me. You know, those things. Creativity is important. Again, you never know when you're going to be inspired and or what is going to inspire you. Did you hear that Puerto Rican accent almost come out? Expire. No.
Expire. I was going to say. I think we don't need another exclusive. I think we're good.
Oh my God.
A Freudian stuff. Well, see, that's what happens. You know, that's what happened with me when I said 2 years ago or a year and a half that this show has a lot of light, love, and levity. And I said it too fast. And I said levity and love together, and out came lovity. So that happens. Nice. So you just roll with it. And the viewers are called the Lovities and the Lovity Squad. And they already said you're a Lovity, just so you know. They already said you're a Jim Master Show Lovity. How does it make you feel, my friend?
Thank you. Thank you. You know, that makes me feel good, because what you see here is what you get. I'm not going to be any different when I leave off this camera. This is still how I act. This is still who I am. I love humanity. I love people. I love to give back to society, and it's about people. You want friends? You got to be a friend. That's how that flows. You want friends? You got to be a friend, and that's where I am.
Absolutely right.
No matter what color, race, religion, background, I love people because of my relationship with the man upstairs. It's just the way I roll. And that's the name of another song. That's the name of another song that I wrote down. It's called "That's How We Like to Roll," by the way.
Oh, that's
What a segue.
fantastic. There's another one. Is it Slapicious? Is that one of them that's
Okay.
on? Yeah.
so,
Slapalicious.
can I talk about that for 1 second?
Yeah, I don't know if you
So,
can even do any of it on the bongo just to hear a little.
yeah,
That would be cool too.
yeah, I'll
Tell
do
us
it
about
because.
it.
Okay, so Slap Alicious. That's the title of the last song on this new CD entitled It's About Time. So I'm thinking about, well, I did all the other song, but I wanted to do something where I can play all the percussion parts myself. Yeah, that one. It's About Time. So I wanted to do something that was just all percussion based. No bass, I'm sorry, no guitar, no horns, no piano, just bass, drum, and percussion. So I said, well, okay, let me come up with a title first, and then I work around that. So since I like slapping the skins, and I love the word delicious because it's delicious when you do the things right, especially performing, I put the two words together, slapalicious. So that's the title of the what you call it of this here.
That's
So
cool.
it's actually starts uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. To roll on the Gin Masters show.
I love that. That is so cool. I tell you, it's it really makes you feel good. It makes you want to just jump out of the chair and just start dancing and really having a good time. Like I told everybody, make sure you're ready to groove tonight because Chille Willie Groove is here. For people
And
watching,
I'll be
how
back.
did you? And he's going to be back too. He's going to be back. How'd you come up with the name Chille Willie Groove? Some people were asking that too.
Okay, good question. Let me run it by you. My real name is William Portela. Short for William is Willie. They used to call me Willie when I was younger, a kid.
And
I
I
had
was
this cool
Jimmy.
saxophone, and you were Jimmy, so you get it, Jim.
Yeah.
So I had this cool saxophonist Roger, who lived in New Haven, Connecticut, and he would always say, you know what, you're a Chille kind of guy. You're pretty cool. You're pretty hip. You're with the program. So he said Chille, and then my name was Willie, so like Chille Willie. But then I said to myself, that's a nice little name there and so forth. But I was looking for something more artistical, something more creative, something more mature, because that sounded good, but it sounded childish. But I didn't want to confuse it with Chille's Willie the Penguin, right? Because there's a penguin out there called Chille Willie. So
Right. Or Chille's restaurant.
Chille's restaurant. So mine is spelled Chillie Willie. Theirs is spelled Chilly. So to avoid copyright infringements, I kept it Chille Willie, spell it that way. But that still sounded kind of amateurish. So what do for a living? I write all kind of different grooves, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why not Chille Willie Groove? That's how we came up with that name, Chille Willie Groove. And it stuck with me for the past couple of decades, and that's how I'm recognized throughout the world under Chille Willie Groove.
How do you define Latin percussion as opposed to just, some people just know percussion per se, but what is it about those Latin sounds and rhythms that really kick it up a notch? How do you define it?
The Latin percussion rhythms? Well, imagine what Latin percussion does when you hear those accents on those timbales, on those bongos, on those congas. When you hear that happening, Jim, they add excitement, they add colors. You cannot go to a Latin show or a show that has Latin percussion and just stand there and sit there. It automatically makes you move. It rhythmically, it's syncopated. Dada dada eight followed by 16s parts, whether you're doing a son montuno, a mambo, a guaguancó, and so forth. All that stuff, when you put it all together, I love it because it really adds flavor, what I call in Spanish sabor, to the music. And it makes all the difference. And again, it doesn't matter what style you're playing, Jim. I mean, when you add it there and it's effectively done, it produces an element of, hey, I got to get up and dance to this thing. Hey, I got to get up and move to this thing. Hey, you just can't sit there. Listen, you just can't sit there and listen. Your toes will pop, your fingers will snap, your head will rock back and forth, and finally, before you know it, your butt is on the floor.
That's it.
It's so seductive.
That's absolutely right. I think it's Linda in Florida. She's in St. Augustine. She was asking, have you performed in or been to Miami, Florida?
Okay, watch this. It's interesting. Thank you for asking that question, because we're putting together a package right now to introduce Chille Willie Groove to the Miami music scene. Because I know Emilio Estefan from Gloria Estefan from the Miami Sound Machines, they're out there and so forth. And wait till they get a load of this here, because we're coming to Miami and we're going to invite them. We're going to send them copies of the CDs so they can see how we roll over here with Latin percussion and so forth. There's a song called La Cosa, which means the happening, which it kind of takes me back to a Miami Sound Machines. Come on, shake your body, baby, do the conga. That song right there. This is kind of similar to that, but it's got that kind of Latin funk drive dance beat to it with a nice coro. It's called Ahora es La Cosa. Yeah. So
that is so cool.
We'll be out there pretty soon.
Have you been back to Puerto Rico recently to, the old home base and performed there?
Okay, I have not been back to Puerto Rico since I've been about 8, 9 years old. However, exactly. I've been in contact with a lot of my family that are back there. I've been in contact with them just about every week with somebody or the other, one person or the other out there in Puerto Rico. But yes, we got plans on going back home. Yeah, and we want to make it a big thing. Puerto Rican son comes back home after so many decades abroad. So we're going to make it a real big thing when I come back there, because it really is a big thing for me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Inspiration, uplifting.
Why do you love doing this so much? I mean, you're very passionate, you're very talented, you're very enthusiastic, you are a craftsman. Why do you love it? Where is the blessing and joy in your life coming from that keeps you moving forward, doing what you do for all of us?
Jim, I said it before and I'll say it again. First of all, God gave me the gift to go forward and please other people and make their life one way or the other better, enhance it. So again, it's not about me. It really isn't about me, guys. It's about the gift that was embedded and, most importantly, entrusted in me to go forth and spread the love. This is my platform. This is what I got to work with. This is it. You know what I mean? This is it. This is my platform. Music. There's other things that I do also too. But this is my platform. So I am very passionate about this because, again, this is not just what I do. This is who I am. That's the difference. I am music. Yes. I am music.
Yes, you are. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really amazing. It's really cool stuff. I wanted to show you somebody that usually pops in during our show. Mr. George Burns is with us. Isn't that cool? I mean, there he is. Actually, we got a nice up close shot of him. He's got his Cuban cigar down there. See it?
Yes, I see it.
He's got a cigar, and he usually has a martini down below. And he was loving this conversation, loving the music as well. And he said, it was a pleasure meeting you. You knocked it out of the park. He loves what you do, he hopes that you come back. You got some love coming your way from George Burns himself. That's pretty cool,
Oh,
huh?
George. Wow. He's got a big star here on the Hollywood walkway, by the way.
Yes, he
George Brand.
does.
Yes, he does.
My aunt collected
Mhm.
dolls of all kinds, collectible dolls, and it got passed down to me through the family. So he pops on the show a little bit towards the latter part. What are some of the things that you have coming up that you might, you've got, of course, the CD. Congratulations on that. We'll show that again before we wrap. Um, and again, if people want to learn more about you, is there a website or somewhere they can go?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Jim, they're telling me I need to get ready to go. So if you visit www.reverbnation.com, you can find me there. You can find me on iTunes, or just Google Chillie Willie Groove, Jim. If they Google Chillie Willie Groove, Chillie Willie Groove,
we'll tell them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope.
Yeah.
I know you got to scoot off because you got to get on stage, but I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, my friend.
Oh, I'd love to do this again. Please feel free to call me back. I'll be available for you anytime. And now I'm getting ready to do the show with Sharon Marie Klein, who is right here giving me the cue. And she's all dialed up and so forth. And we are ready to do this. Okay?
All right. One of these days we'll have her come on the show too.
I'll let her know what you said there. I'll let her know that you
yes.
on the show. Okay.
Yes.
Your international show, so that's good. Okay.
Tell the audience you were just on the Jim Masters show on YouTube.
I promise you I will. Guys, they're rushing me out here. I got to go.
Have a good show, my friend. Thanks, Chille Willie. You're the best.
Thank you, Jim.
You too.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. Cheers. He literally has a show that's starting not till an hour from now, but he's got a sound check and rehearsal happening. So we wanted to get him out at least before. He actually thought he had a little more time. I think he thought he had about 10 minutes more, but they need him now, and he's a trooper, and get him out there quick at the Catalina Jazz Club in Los Angeles, California, where he is performing tonight. It's so cool he was able to, squeeze it in to be with us. And I thought it was cool because, he was going to do it somewhere else. And he set himself up actually in the green room there at the Catalina Jazz Club so he can be on the show. And then literally, he has the bongo there, which he played for us, but all the other instruments are out on stage because he was there. He's been there probably all afternoon, but they were coming with a cane to grab him. And that's the nature of the biz, right? You go from one thing to the next to the next. So we had a good, say about an hour with him. He planned for about an hour. We planned for about an hour, which was perfect. So we knew that he had to, go and get on stage. So we're very respectful of that. When a guest has something coming up, I know in my crazy schedule, I have things that happen where I got to run here and run there and go there. So he's going to be knocking them dead at the Catalina Jazz Club in Los Angeles on Sunset Boulevard right now, or in about an hour after the rehearsals. Great show, good music, great conversation, lots of energy, lots of positivity and inspiration and entertainment, learning a little bit more about the acclaimed Latin percussionist, songwriter, Ascap producer, and recording artist extraordinaire, Chillie Willie Groove. Yeah, he hails originally from Puerto Rico, grew up in New York, then New Haven, Connecticut, and then made his way out west to Los Angeles. And he has worked with some of the best, like he's mentioned, Spyro Gyra, Tito Puente, you name it. These smooth jazz, gospel, Christian, all of it, every kind of genre you can think of. It's been terrific. Another great show. Thank you very much. And gang, I do want to tell you that tomorrow we have an extraordinary guest. She is amazing. All excited to be here. She is acclaimed. She's the wonderful Broadway vocalist and film and television actress. She's been in a lot of your favorite movies and TV shows and Broadway shows. And she's got a lot of exciting things that are happening right now as we speak that she'll be announcing when she's on tomorrow. Join us 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And on Monday, Chef Josie Clemens was on Hell's Kitchen, the TV series, the cooking show competition series with Gordon Ramsay. Chef Josie Clemens was on that show. She has now co-created this new television series that's going to launch in September called Peeled. It's an all-new, all-star vegan cooking competition TV series, the first of its kind in television history. She's not only a co-creator, she's a celebrity judge. She is going to be joining us Monday on the Jim Masters Show Live. And from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, the series on NBC, and so much more. Daphne Maxwell Reid's going to be here, legendary actress, comedian, and model. Aunt Viv on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She's going to be with us. And we have an incredible week of guests that are coming up. Just check out our YouTube channel. You're on the YouTube channel watching right now. So scroll underneath the episode and take a look at some of the amazing people that are coming up, joining me here in Lovely Hall at the Jim Masters Show Live. And also take a look at some of the guests who've been here recently. Monica Mancini, Greg Field, as well as, we had Oba Babatunde last night, the extraordinary performer, one of the most recognizable faces in all of entertainment, 40 years, 33 movies he's been in, 60 television series, 17 stage productions, including Broadway Dreamgirls. He's on SWAT right now on CBS. He's on Goliath. He's on Little Fires Everywhere. He's on Dear White People, all these series. He was with us last night. We had an epic conversation. Check it out. Melba Moore was with us recently. Did you see that episode? Legendary Ava Cherry was with us live from Chicago. She talked about the loving relationship she had with David Bowie, and they were consummate performers together. And she worked with Luther Vandross, and she worked with Chaka Khan and Bob Marley and some of the others. That was an epic episode as well. Hundreds and hundreds of shows are available for you to watch right here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. You can binge watch all of them. You can kick back, relax, and enjoy. And the guests that I have, because I like variety. I don't want the show just to be the same old every day, same genre of guests, same type of talk and topic. I like variety, like the old school talk show series that you recall. Dick Cavett, Johnny Carson, Regis, Merv, Mike Douglas, all of the legends, but with a modern flair of today, modern vibe of today. So I like all of this variety. Every guest brings something different to the table, to the conversation, to the vibe of our show. And I love that. So it's great. And we're enjoying the ride as we're approaching some 800 episodes we've done in the last 2 years. It's truly amazing. We love you all. We thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That helps support what we're doing here. Also doing a super chat, super emoji, super stickers really helps us as well. And if you don't get a chance to do that when the show is live, be sure and check out the super thanks heart icon that is right there on every episode of our series. That helps support all of these hours that we've put in for all of these great shows. We don't just slap these shows together. We really put our heart and soul in what we're doing here for you. And we thank you so much. If you enjoyed this episode, there's a thumbs up icon that is sitting right on this episode and all the episodes. Click the thumbs up icon and definitely leave a comment, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this later on in the archives. Definitely, we would really appreciate it, and it helps us grow and expand our audience when you leave comments on the YouTube channel. So thanks to those who have been doing that. We've been noticing that, and we really appreciate you doing that. Continue to do it. Or if you've never written a comment on our YouTube channel underneath the episodes, just telling us what you enjoyed, what you enjoy about our series, or just saying hi, be sure and do it. That really helps us grow exponentially. Don't forget to click that red button, which is the subscribe button. There's no cost to do that. That welcomes you to the JMS Lovity family, and we really would appreciate that. And thanks to those, if you have subscribed to our channel, Jim Masters TV, we truly thank you so very much. That means that you care about what we're doing, you're enjoying it, and there's something you're getting out of it. And that means, you know, as somebody who's done this kind of work for years on television and radio, that really means a great deal. And we truly, truly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you very, very much. And we think it's cool when we see new subscribers and new names pop up and faces, whether you're somebody who's actively commenting or, participating, or you're just quietly watching and enjoying as a viewer. We thank you very, very much. It means a lot when you're with us here on the Jim Masters Show series, Entertainment, Lifestyle, Variety Talk Show series. We also thank Chillie Willie Groove for joining us here on the series. Acclaimed Latin percussionist, songwriter, producer, recording artist extraordinaire. We had a ball with him. Bundle of energy. He will be back. We will definitely have him back on the show. Again, he's going to be hitting the stage at the Catalina Jazz Club in Los Angeles, California tonight, right there on Sunset Boulevard. Famous place. I've been there multiple times. Hope to get back out to the West Coast to see family and friends and check out some shows out there. But we are East Coast here, loving it as well. Beautiful weather, 78 degrees. It was a fabulous sunny day here along the coast. We're headed to the beach in the morning. And then, of course, we've got our show tomorrow night with Elizabeth Ward Land, again, acclaimed Broadway vocalist, film and television actress extraordinaire. Thanks for being with us, gang. We thank all of you for watching. Thanks, Jim. Have a great night. Good night, all. Lovely hugs. And Kathleen in New York City. Jim, you treat us to the most awesome shows. Thank you very much. I think what we're doing here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, is quite different from what's out there. This isn't just an interview show. It's not just talking heads. We bring you guys in. It's interactive. It's done like a TV series. So that's kind of the vibe that we have here. And we thank you very much. Toby, thank you as always. We love Toby in California as well. Very welcome, Toby. And everybody that's watching and supporting. And you guys are fantastic. We love it. Great guests coming up. Absolutely. And thank you, Jim. You get such amazing guests because you're awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we have a waiting list, actually. We're booking. This is only July and we're booking September. This is like every day of the week. I love it. I love it. People obviously are enjoying themselves coming on as guests. They want to be a part of the vibe. They like, I guess, what we're doing and the atmosphere. And, we treat our viewers, that's you, and our supporters, and we treat our guests with great respect and care. And, we work hard at that. And that means a lot to me as the host and executive producer of the show, is to welcome everybody and be as welcoming as possible. And we expect that from the viewers. We expect that from the guests. And everybody just knocks it out of the park. As George Burns always says, knocks it out of the park. Linda Odell in St. Augustine. Jim, thank you for having Chillie on your show. Please do have him back. You're the best. Thank you very much, Linda in St. Augustine. He will be back. Thanks, Chillie. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hearts, absolutely. Anne in Southern California says, another great show. Thank you very much, Anne. Hope you're doing well there out in California. Thank you, Jim, for another fantastic guest. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being with us and for watching. We really appreciate that. That is fantastic. All right. You were in Malibu. The last time I was in Malibu, I was on a TV shoot and I was at the Topanga Canyon. And I believe it's the Topanga Canyon Road from the top of Topanga Canyon, hugging, the mountains, going through the tunnels, which then brings you out to Malibu. And that was a beautiful, beautiful ride, a beautiful, beautiful ride, taking you from Topanga Canyon, the overlook, the beautiful overlook there in California, to Malibu. We'll be able to slip in a lovely show sometime. We would like to do that. Yes. Hopefully we'll be able to do that soon. My schedule has been so extraordinarily busy in my professional work. And then these shows as well, doing so many of them, but we will try to slip in like a lovely pop-up show. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully soon. We love you all. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. Also, our show has a page as well, the Jim Masters Show Levity Hall at Facebook and everywhere else. You guys are truly the best. We really thank you guys. Again, it's really a pleasure to have you here. And we are going to wrap up right now. And I tell you, wasn't he a great guest? Absolutely. And what I thought was really, really cool is we got the chance to hear some of the music that was, as they were rehearsing with the instruments there at the Catalina Jazz Club in LA. You heard some of them working behind the scenes there. Yes, top of Topanga Canyon Road. That's where I was when I was in California last. All right, gang, we're going to zip out. We don't say goodbye. We say see you later. Hasta la vista. We say ciao, cheers, slancha, sayonara. Moi Loop, and take care, be well, love one another, and take care of one another. I'm your host, Jim Masters. Thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, we love you all. Take care of one another, be good to one another, and be good to yourself. Always take care and take time for yourself. Another great show in the books. For those that are watching, not live, you're watching Memorex in the archives, stay right here on our YouTube channel, and you're welcome to scroll through and binge watch hundreds of episodes with extraordinary conversations, entertainment, guests, and more. We'll catch you on the next one. Love having you here. We'll see you again soon on The Jim Masters Show. Cheers.